I was on the way. Sorry things changed.
Welcome, everybody, to J Morris React. It's your boy J Morris, and I actually was gonna do something else today, but my power ended up going out because it is raining and shit outside. So I actually was gonna. For some reason, I had like a little brain blast. I've been watching a couple of different streamers on online and stuff like that, and I've been doing a couple of things. I've been streaming games, doing like reaction videos and stuff like that, and your boy just trying to find his niche, man. Find where I feel like I fit in the online space. You feel what I'm saying? Just because I feel like I'm a little different when it comes to what people, accepting what people find acceptable. You feel what I'm saying? I'm a little bit on the in and outside. Just depends on what it is. But I'm not gonna sit here and just sit there and run my mouth about nothing. Today, I guess I'm gonna kind of touch bases with y'all just because it's been a lot of there's been a lot of situations in my life that I've dealt with, as far as like growing up and stuff like that. And I see that a lot of men don't really get a lot of attention or a lot of positive guidance when it comes to, what to do in certain situations, because peer pressure is a motherfucker, man. It's a motherfucker, man. I swear to God, it's a motherfucker. But today, like I said, I'm gonna kind of level with you guys a little bit. This will be kind of like my first like real like storytelling stream. So I do apologize. Like bear with me like a panda, man. This is like my first time doing this. So it gives me an opportunity to kind of express myself just because it seems like if you don't make yourself, you know, social, you're going to lose the ability to be, you know, not socially awkward. You feel what I'm saying? So this just gives me an opportunity to express a lot of the things I would like to express as far as like things I've been through and all that good jazz. So if you're new to the channel, which this is my first freaking stream, go ahead and show your boy some support. I would surely appreciate it. But without further ado, we're going to talk about a little situation whenever I was a kid. Me and my mom, like I say shit. Say like whenever I was like around 13, 12, me and my mom kind of started having, this little back and forth tit for tat just because there was a couple of different factors as far as like, that made me feel like I was not necessarily different, but I was treated a little different than like my brother and sister. I actually have an older brother and older sister, so I'm the youngest. But there was a lot of factors that kind of showed me that I was a little different. I seen my brother and my sister go with their daddy and shit like that. First of all, my dad wasn't necessarily around. Shouts out to my dad. He's a fantastic person. We'll talk about Bruno whenever that gets to that point. But at that time, when you were a kid and you see that your dad's not around, you see everybody going with their dad and stuff like that, and then you hear what your mom or whoever's like immediately in front of you talk about that certain individual, they saying negative stuff. So immediately in my mind, I'm like, all right, my dad negative. He don't give a fuck. He don't give a fuck. But then as I got older, I started learning like little tidbits about the whole entire situation to get me a better understanding on what was going on. So, but anyway, make a long story short, me and my mom, we started butting heads because, I felt like my dad would have understood exactly where I was coming from, and like as far as like my feelings and my mental state. I really didn't care too much about people or being around people. I was kind of like a loner, I guess you can say, for like a little while, and then I got a couple friends and stuff like that, and I kind of branched out a little bit, but yeah, I was just kind of rebelling a little bit, and I really wanted to go spend time with my dad, and it just seems like I was always the one that was always getting in trouble. I was always in trouble. I always had, whenever all the family reunions going on, I'm pretty sure my mom and shit like that was all fucking doing all this. Oh, yeah, no, he in RYDC now. RYDC is like little kids jail. All right, so back in Georgia, we do have little kids jails. They're called RYDCs. I don't never really hear anybody talk about RYDCs. RYDCs and YDCs. YDCs basically where all the bad, kids doing all kinds of crazy shit, but they're not necessarily old enough to go to prison. they go to like YDCs and shit like that. And I just found myself, just getting in a whole bunch of trouble and shit like that. And my mom didn't understand why. And then whenever I had school and stuff like that, you know, I would never go home with my schoolwork because my mom used to beat my ass and shit just because I wasn't understanding the material. Not because I'm like fucking around being a class clown or anything like that. It just didn't understand. I just didn't get that shit. It didn't make any sense to me. So then when I got home and shit, instead of listening, she wouldn't go beat my ass and shit like that, thinking I'm just like, like class clown. And I ain't really trying to do that shit. I'm really just trying to, trying to figure that shit out. But anyway, so yeah, me and her started going back and forth, start fighting and shit like that, and start having all these little personal issues. And I really wanted to spend some time with my dad. So I just started, like, since she seemed like she was always trying to kick me out, like put a nigga out on the street and shit. So eventually, after being kicked out like fucking 40 times and shit, I was just like, man, fuck this shit, bro. You don't want me here? I ain't gonna be here. So I try my best to not be at that motherfucker as much as possible. Like, hell no. Like, I just did not want to go home. Fucking street lights. If it was the weekend, and if I can get away with, and this is another thing too, parents in the 90s did not like, they did not like you asking them something in front of the people that, like, say for instance, if you asking to spend a night, mom can't spend a night at their house. She don't want you to ask can you spend a night in front of them. She wants you to come and ask her 101. So then she can be like, you wash the dishes, you did this, you do that. She can go ahead and drill your ass, and then, she'll try to let you go. But 9 out of 10, a nigga end up getting in trouble like a couple of days after, or previously a couple of days after, and I usually wasn't able to goddamn do that shit. But when it got to the point whereas it seemed like she just didn't want me there, I was just like, fuck that shit. I just gotta go back home whenever. I take the consequence whenever I get it. You don't want me there, I ain't gonna be there. I ain't gonna goddamn be there. And so that's basically how everything really started. Like, she just made me feel really low. Like, she never wanted to level with me. She never wanted to take time. And I don't necessarily blame her, because my mom, like, I'll take you a little bit further back. We from Georgia. We from College Park, Fulton County. You feel what I'm saying? We from the hood. We ain't stay there. We evolved. So basically, like, we started from here, and my mom started getting these really good jobs and stuff like that back in the 90s and stuff. And she got herself to where she was like selling real estate and everything. Like, my mom was doing really good, but my mom ended up getting into a real bad accident that almost killed her. Like, she got like under her chin. And shoot, anybody that's seen my mom, who knows my mom is, you can see under her chin, like right here, it's like a big U all the way up to her lip, and that's basically like her chin. Chin was like off, like that shit was like got cut off and all that shit. Her knees was all fucked up. Her back was all fucked up. Like, she was fucked up, bro. I just remember, back in the day, whenever church members used to actually fucking help you and shit. I just remember some of the church members coming over and help my mom out of bed, and I remember the smell of like all the wrapping and stuff like that on her leg, because she had like a big ass fucking gash on her leg and shit. Mom was all fucked up. It was fucked up. Fucked up. So, and she almost died, bro. She literally almost fucking died. She was about to be fucking out of there, bro. She had a couple of teeth missing and shit. Got knocked out. My mom was fucked up. But she ended up recouping from that and everything. And I try my best to give her a little bit of shadow of a doubt, just because I know that accident, that shit didn't do too much good for her, man. And then she's always been a person to get a job that has her going in and out of the car, jumping in and out of the car, in and out the car, in and out the car. And that was kind of bad for her knees and shit, but she still kept pushing and kept going. You feel what I'm saying? So this is not a storytelling time to try to bash her, but I feel like there is a lot of things that women do, trying to raise us, trying to raise all of us, trying to put us out there and trying to make sure we're safe. And whenever we start, rebelling a little bit, it gets kind of hard and frustrating for both parties to try to see the other party's point of view. You feel me? And we clashed a lot. It was always back and forth. We always going back and forth and fighting and shit. And whenever she started kicking me out, I just didn't want to go home. So I would be out hanging out and shit. I used to go to Walmart. So we were from College Park. We started staying in Riverdale after my mom ended up getting a bigger house. Because back then, a mom with a decent job could afford a house, a 2-bedroom house, on a minimum wage or, middle class salary. You feel what I'm saying? But so we ended up getting this house and everything. Moved out of no. First we moved out. We moved out of an apartment from our auntie Joyce. First we wouldn't even have a house. We didn't even have a house. We were staying with my auntie Joyce at some apartments. And then from the apartments, we ended up getting a house in College Park. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Hold on. There we go. So we ended up getting a house in College Park. And then from that house, we ended up getting a house in Riverdale. So this time, we in Riverdale and everything. And, everything, we having all types of issues. My mom ended up kicking my sister out. Me and my brother ended up getting into a whole situation, which I'll tell you guys about that. But it was just so many things happening just to make. And then like whenever my sister got kicked out, because I knew that my mom was having issues and stuff, because my sister and my mom would always go back and forth too. And I think I just remember one time whenever my sister was supposed to be at home or some shit like that, and my sister was in the bathroom, and my mom was sitting there arguing with her, and they yelling back and forth and all of that fuck shit and everything. And I just remember looking through my mom's like being a kid, like I see my sister and they having a conversation, but they just sitting there arguing and shit. The shit was crazy. But I don't need, till this day I don't even know what they were arguing about. But like maybe my sister was supposed to be home or something. I don't know. But I just slowly started seeing like my mom like pushing us out of the door. So one day, whenever I got home from school, it was raining. I just remember it was raining, and I seen my sister's clothes. I seen some bags like right there near the garage. I was like, what the fuck is that? So then I go ahead, cause my mom's good for telling us to put shit inside the trash can. So I'm like, what the fuck is this little bag? What are these bags? So I looked inside the bag, and my sister used to have this Charlotte Hornets jersey. She used to wear it all the time, and that was the very first thing I seen whenever I opened it. I was like, oh shit, that's Toya shit. Oh man, what the fuck is going on? Because remember, like shortly before then, they had a little argument and shit, and that was basically me putting the pieces together. My mom really didn't explain that shit to us, but I basically put it together as I got older, like when my sister got kicked out and shit. So my sister ended up getting kicked out. So that's how she ended up leaving the house. She never went back. She went back a couple of times, going back and forth back to Georgia and stayed with my mom for a little bit, but man, that shit didn't work out. We ain't talking about it now. But we had that, and then also too, me and my brother, and see, this is another thing that make me feel like, to make me feel like she had like some mental shit going on, because me and my brother, we got into a fight. We got into an argument, okay? We got into an argument, and the argument was about hair grease when I actually had hair. I ain't got no hair now, I'm bald as a bitch. But at one period in time, I was trying to grow some waves, and my brother already had those swimming waves. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, bro used to take his do-rag and have a hot rag and shit like that, put that shit on his head, bro. It just had, like, the super spinning, him and his homeboy Francois. Shouts out his homeboy Francois, man. But both of them boys had like hella waves, and I was trying to get waves. And see, my hair a little different. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm talking about my hair, man. My hair a little different. So in the front, it's straight. It's always been like that. But then on the sides, it's like curly and shit. So I'm trying to get the waves. I had a wave on the side, but I don't have it. So my shit looking kind of crazy and shit. You feel what I'm saying? And then it got to the point where I had it like right here, like it was almost spinning, but right here in the front, it was just like no waves at all. At all. So make a long story short, man, me and him end up, and I used to use, everybody back in the day used to use this African like super grow. That's what it was. Freaking African super grow, man. We was using that, and it seemed like the super grow was actually making my hair grow. Sorry, y'all. It seemed like it was making my hair grow. It was coming. It was almost there. But I just had to get the little waves right there in the front. I'm sick. I wouldn't give a fuck then. I wouldn't, look at my sick bag. Yeah, I would have been out there tripping. But anyway, so I had the hair grease in my room. It was early in the morning. We get into a fucking argument. But I had hair grease in my room. I'm in there sleep. It's like I'm half asleep. I know it's early in the morning, but I was just kind of laying there and shit, trying to get my shit together, get my mind together. And and my brother come in there and shit, busting the door, asked me about the grease. So then I told him, and then he walked out, and then he came back, and I was like, and he came back, asked me about the grease again. I was like, man, the grease right there. If I'm not mistaken, I think he was a little bit of grease, and I wanted to use it for my hair, and I knew that he was gonna come over there and fucking miracle whip that shit. And I was like, bro, I just want the little bit of grease, man, the little small little bit. I only got a little bit of hair, man. Can I please put the grease on? Can I please put that? So he ended up, I don't know, I think he like hit me or some shit while I was still fucking asleep or something. Like, and we ended up getting into a fucking fight, like old fucking fight. Beat my ass and shit. Ended up calling police on him. Well, I didn't call the police. What ended up happening is, I was like, I was mad as shit. Oh, call 911. And fucking called 911. And then he grabbed the phone from me, hung it up. So, police end up coming to the house anyway, because whenever 911 get called, they gonna track the number and call and come pull up to the house any fucking way. So they pull up to the fucking house, and mom there and shit. I call her, tell her the police there and shit. She asked what's going on. We got into an argument and shit. So, instead of just telling us to chill the fuck out and having a conversation, she go gets this man his own apartment. Now, let me tell you how foul this shit is. She go get him this own apartment, so then I'll start finding out that small little tidbits about this scenario with this apartment, because I felt like it was kind of random and strange. And one day, since we were still cool, he came to me and he was like, bro, can I ask you a question? I was like, yeah. He was like, did you put a restraining order out on me? Bro, I'm like fucking like 12. It's like, what? He was like, because I'm going to his apartment to hang out with him and shit, because she thinking that, we like hate each other or some shit. And I'm like, no, we just got into a fucking fight about some hairs. And I was like, no, hell no. So he was like, no, man, I found out that fucking, you gotta, not necessarily I put one out on him, but somebody told him or made him aware about some type of restraining. I'm like, bro, I don't even know how to put it. I don't even know how to even do that. I don't even know how to put a restraining order out on somebody. Like, the fuck? No. So, make a long story short, come to find my mom did that shit. She did that shit. And which kind of fucked up our relationship, because I knew in the back of his head, he probably be like, damn, bro. Like, damn, that nigga hated me to the point where I had to get a restraining order out on it. Nah, bro. Hell no. I ain't do that shit. That was that bitch. That bitch did that shit, bro. But yeah, I would still go and hang out with him and shit like that at his apartment and everything, because I still looked up to my brother. You feel me? Like, I always wanted to hang out with my brother and shit. So, so we got into that little situation. He got and see, it almost was like she used that as a way to kick him out, but then try to make it seem like I was the reason why he got kicked out. So then she doesn't take any fault whenever he gets older that that bitch just used that as an excuse just to kick me out. You feel what I'm saying? Because my brother, it seemed like my mom didn't want kids, but my brother was the golden boy. If everybody got a golden boy, if you not the only kid, and then if you the only kid, you probably the golden motherfucking kid. But my brother couldn't do no fucking wrong. No fucking wrong at all. That nigga could not do anything fucking wrong. Anything wrong. It don't matter what the fuck that nigga did. Me? Shit, man, I put the goddamn toothpaste cap on the damn thing. She coming in cussing me out, trying to slap shit out of me, man. I promise you, man. She's always on my ass, man. She's always giving me fucking Anna and shit, man. But anyway, so my mom done kicked me out a couple of times, and I've been out there stealing and shit. So I used to go instead of going home and eating, I used to go to Walmart. It was before Walmart started being like every Walmart now is like a fucking super center. Before then, there used to be some places that had super centers, some places that had a regular Walmart. a regular Walmart with a little star on it. You feel me? And so I used to go to Walmart all the time, and I go straight to Walmart after school. I grab me a Sprite, I grab me a Snickers, and I be in there a bit, looking at in the toy section, chilling hard, playing with toys and shit, popping them open. I ain't stealing them. I'm just popping them open, playing with them in the store. I ain't give a fuck. Shit, I ain't shit. Leave that bitch right there and just keep on fucking walking. You know, shit. At that point, it felt like I had every toy. Every toy that was at Walmart, I had it because I'd pop it open. Boop. Be in that bitch. Yeah, playing on it. Because ain't nobody gonna come into the toy section to fuck with no kid about no fucking toys, even if he popped it open. How you know he popped it open? How you know I popped it open? You feel me? Hell, man, I'm over there fucking. That's how it really started. Like, I started popping toys open, and I wasn't trying to take them home. I was just popping them open. And then when I pop them open and then I leave, shit, I would do that shit days on end. Ain't nobody really bothering me because they probably see it on the camera and I ain't taking shit. You know, I'm just fucking around and then I don't know about my business. And like I said, besides the Snickers and the Sprite, like that's all I wanted. Like I didn't. It ain't like I was going in the food section over there trying to get wings and cake and shit. I would get the same thing. I go grab me a Snicker and grab me a Sprite. Be over there chilling. I'll leave that shit on the goddamn counter. Leave that bitch down. And but yeah, I got to the point where as I started needing money. Like, cause she started picking up my drift of I was always out and shit like that. So she wasn't buying no food, she wasn't making no meals, she wasn't doing shit. And I started having to, you know, whenever I did come home, I started having to fucking eat and shit. So I was like, that Sprite and that goddamn Snickers can't cut it. So I went from eating little Sprite and Snickers, I started stealing. Because it was like, if I can just steal this, then I can just steal enough for me to survive. So what I ended up doing is, and this when I was in middle school at this point. At one period in time, I wasn't even going to school. I was just out there just doing my own thing. But then I started going back to school. I think I got suspended. But ain't long story short, I started stealing at Dollar General, and then they didn't catch me, and I don't give a fuck because it was shit I used to do when I was a kid. But anyway, Dollar General used to have the candy section. Every single candy, Snickers, Starburst, all that shit used to be on a kiosk, like a little kiosk. It was a little square kiosk, and everything used to be $1. It might be $1, like $1 for 2 or some shit like that. I think it might have been $1 for 2. That's what I feel like it was. They're like regular Starburst and shit like that. Them little things, little fucking, you know what I'm talking about? The goddamn sticks with all the goddamn pieces in it and shit. The regular ones used to be like 50 cents for one and like 2 for $1. Anyway, I used to take a handful of them damn Starburst candies and shit, put them bitches in my jacket. Handful of fucking Skittles, blue and red, because you know some places didn't have the purple or the blue, they just had the red. So I took handful of red, handful of purple, either purple or blue, put that shit in my jacket. What else I ended up getting? Took me some regular red Doritos and the blue Cool Ranch Doritos, put them in my jacket. So damn did at that period in time back in the 90s, and everybody in the 90s can tell you, because this jacket right here, I'm gonna tell you what this jacket looked like. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what this jacket was. I had a Southside jacket. It had SS right here in cursive letters. It was a black jacket, big black bubble jacket, and it was reversible. It was on the outside, it was black. On the inside, it was gray. You feel me? So what I did was, them reversible jackets, you know, they were kind of thick. They were thick, right? They were kind of thick. So I cut a hole, a little slit, like right here. So then I can just do like that. That just, you know, shit, look, man, throw that bit right in there. Can't even see shit. I'm grabbing my stomach. You can't see what the fuck I got going on, man. I just be toss that bitch in there. You feel me? And then I go ahead and go on about my business and shit. So, you know, because the jacket was big as fuck. It was big anyway, but you couldn't see the shit. You know, it was not, it was very discreet. It was big, but it wasn't too big on me. So whereas, you know, that shit was very, that boy was too damn smart. But anyway, and there's ultimately you know, a point where we gonna get to. All right, so doing good. So what I used to do is I would steal all the snacks ahead of the game. I steal all the snacks ahead of the game. I would go to school in the morning, and once again back in the '90s, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all remember whenever they used to ask us if we wanted to buy like, you know, popsicles and shit early in the morning. They come around with the slip and shit like that, little pink slip. Guy, you write your name on it, you give them their money, you limit your 50 cents, a dollar, something like that. I went like, why they doing that? And usually whenever they doing that, my teacher walk and go next door and shit like that. I come out with mines. With construction paper with lines on it. Name, snack, price, day. I put the date on it and everything. Oh, nigga, I was trying to paper trail. But anyway, so I used to walk up because everybody used to have these groups. Everybody was in like a 6 group. So I went to every group, even the people I didn't even fucking know. I was like, hey, bro, come over there with my little piece of paper and pen. Hey, bro, y'all want to buy some snacks? What kind of snacks? Shit, I got Skittles. I got Doritos, nachos. Shit, I got woo. They be like, how much y'all Doritos? 50 cents. Oh shit, I'll get one of those. So I'll go ahead and write the list out. I be like, let me get that 50 cents. They go ahead and pay me. I go ahead and get the money right there. Man, I'm telling you, this is the very first time I did this shit, bro. I was like, oh, let's go, bro. I had big dick energy. I had hella big dick energy that day, bro. I was like, let's go. So goddamn, go to table to table. Shit, I made about $20. About $20. And see, $20 doesn't sound like a lot, but if you asking people for like a dollar, 50 cents, you know, the highest was 75 cents. I think I had like something else. I know it was one thing I had like 75 cents. I forget what it was. But it's you know, you get 20 people out of this class of like fucking like 20 people. You know, almost like 35 kids. I usually have bigger classes. I don't know what classes look like nowadays because I don't be in people's schools. So my kids are either older or too young to go to school. So, that time we had like 35 or something like that. But anyway, yeah, I was gonna say about 35 because there was one group that was like a little smaller group instead of being a 6 group. It was like a 5 group, so probably like 35. But so I went ahead, went to there, boom, got my little $20 and shit. $20 in ones was like a lot of money. It looked like a lot of money to a little kid, and for you to make the money on your own without nobody help. Oh man, I was living to be the loco, boy. So very first day, I did that shit. Got the list. I said tomorrow, the same time tomorrow, I'll be back with y'all snacks. I promise you, you have my word. That's why when it comes to me, and that's crazy. I just learned a little bit about myself. I've always been a person that, hey man, if I put my word on it, oh, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. If I put my word on it, I don't really be liking to put my word on shit. But if I put my, there's a very good chance that it is gonna happen. Very good chance. All right, so you know, watch the fuck out if I say something bad to you. But so I come back tomorrow with all the snacks. I got the list, so I can't miss anything. I got the list and I double checked it twice. Brone snacks. I'm in that bitch throwing shit. Hey, bro, scoop. throwing shit, and then everybody else trying to catch their shit and everything. Like, no. They paid for it. Don't try to steal their shit, man. You know, let's just let them get their shit. So then from that transaction of doing that, I started doing it in multiple classes. I started having more people coming to me and ask me about snacks. So, I had them all up in my locker and shit like that. And it's like, yeah, woo. So then got down. I start throwing shit, and then eventually I started getting popular with the snacks because I was out there making money and shit. You feel me? So, and it's crazy because to think about it now, it's like, wow, bro. I was out there doing the damn thing as a kid, dude. I was really, really smart, man. I was really smart, very articulate. I just didn't have any direction. I didn't have any direction, and I didn't have anybody that was trying to push me in the right direction. I didn't have that. So a lot of these videos are for any kid that's having a hard time with family members and stuff like that. This is to help you, deter you from having to go through shit that I've already done freaking been through. So you don't have to do it. I've already been through it. It's fucking terrible. It's terrible. It's very, very terrible result at the end. So I would hope that you guys make better decisions. Be positive. Listen to your parents and everything, and everything should work out for you. But if your parents are not necessarily the most positive entity in your life, just look for positive people in your life. Try to look for the positivity in yourself, because there's a lot of times where I just felt real bad about myself. Like what the fuck did I do? And it's really, really hard on myself, and it got to the point where I just didn't care. I didn't care. I didn't care how I panned out. I didn't care about shit, bro. Nobody cared about me. I didn't care about nothing. You feel me? And, I ruined a lot of good relationships just being like that. Just being a fucking idiot and stuff like that. But this is me taking responsibility for a lot of the things that I did do, because I wasn't the perfect kid. I wasn't. I was out there stealing, and every other fucking week I'm getting in trouble and shit, getting locked up and arrested and stuff like that, going to RY shit. It got to a point where it's RYDC, Lovejoy, RYDC. If anybody ever been to Clinton County, Lovejoy or RYDC was the spot for me. There, I used to look, if I was like, shit, if I gotta be here in Lovejoy shit, you might as well go ahead and ship me to the cab. Not the cab, but, hell no, not the cab. Marietta. Marietta RYDC. Marietta used to be the spot. Used to be a spot. It used to be the spot. I don't know why. The RYDC was like mostly co-ed, so you got to talk about all bad girls and shit like that. So you go to school with the girls, and they had like canteen. Everybody had canteen. If anybody that ever been to a RYDC know on Fridays you got canteen, shawty. You got canteen. We used to have canteen on Fridays. We used to do co-ed canteen where they go during the week. When you went in RYDC during the week and shit like that, they used to have a point system. You feel me? So when you first come in, you on white card. So you have white card, pink card, green card, and gold card. Gold card, and green card go and do special shit. White card and pink card, y'all just got there. So y'all ain't doing the bitch ass thing. Y'all sit here and fucking watch TV and shit. You feel me? But luckily in Lovejoy, we used to have an officer. I'm not gonna call his name because I ain't trying to get him in trouble or nothing like that. He ain't do nothing crazy, but he used to bring movies like hood movies, like Paid in Full and Belly and all of this shit. He used to bring all the good movies, and if everybody was acting like they had some goddamn sense, we'll be able to sit and watch the hood movies like before we go to bed. Give us something to talk about and shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? So, like. He brought like Gridiron Gang. He brought all the black movies you can ever, the Friday and shit like that. We was in there motherfucking dying and lying like a motherfucking man. But we did have a lot of positive black art officers that was there that wanted us to be positive people. They were I appreciate those guys that took the time out and talked to us and hung out with us and just try to show us a different direction, because a lot of us was going, like I said, this is the very first stream I've ever done as far as giving any kind of storytelling information, anything about me or anything like that, but I see that it's a lot more respected when you be honest. You're trying to pull the wool over people's eyes and shit like that. So, yeah, man, I definitely like doing this. It feels a little bit more honest. It's a little bit more genuine, straightforward, But anyway, so I'm getting in trouble and everything. My mom hating me. I'm worrying about my dad and shit like that, which my dad would come and hang out with me and shit like that, and then everything was just going bad. So it got to a point whereas me and my mom got into a fight, got into a real fight. I had at this time she done took everything from me. She used to take shit from me. I used to have back when I was a kid. I used to have 2 suitcases full of Legos. I was a Lego person. I was a Lego person, and I used to love listening to the radio because my TV was never existent. It always been taken. The TV and my game system was always gone. But she would always leave them suitcases full of Legos. I had one in my closet, and then I had another one that I used to just sit out and just take out. And she's like, there's 2 black suitcases full of Legos. Mm. And also too, I'm gonna take it a little bit further back. I'm gonna take it a little bit further back. Inside of this Lego case, my mom had bought me a big old ship. Big old ship. This shit was about that long. This is a big, huge ship. She knew that I was really good at looking at the pictures on the boxes and building it without even looking at the directions. With every single piece used. Every single piece used in its appropriate spot. I was really good at doing that. And my mom was testing me, so she bought me this big old shit. She probably don't. She be like, what the fuck? This nigga remember this shit? Yeah, I do. Yeah, she bought me this big old ship. She bought me a ship, and she bought me some Jordans. That fucking in the back of the Jordans, I don't know what was wrong with it. There's like a piece of like cartilage or something like that inside of like the back of the shoe, like where this part, the back of your foot hit this this part. I'm gonna put up that part right there. It was like a little piece that was flipped up inside of my shoe, and every time I would walk, that little cartilage just scratched my Achilles tendon, like on the back of my foot. I hated that shit, and it was some brand new shoes. Like what the fuck? At first, I thought it was like, oh, I just gotta break them in, but eventually, like walking, that lip in the back of that shoe behind on my Achilles tendon, like started digging. Like every time I walked, the shoe would like scrub it, like scrubbing. Oh, that shit hurt so bad. It got to the point it was like super fucking deep, and I was like, man, I hated these shoes. So I got to the point where I stopped wearing the shoes. My mom got mad. And I told them they just hurt. They hurt my feet, you know. And she thought I was like bullshitting around. I was like, no, I ain't bullshitting. They really hurt my feet. But anyway, so we got into so basically, like I said, man, I used to have a suitcase full of Legos, and then I also had another set that was pretty big in there. If you guys ever remember, there was a Lego set called Lego Soccer set. It was kind of like a foosball table. You know, it used to have like these little pieces where it's like these little square pieces where you took the square piece, then you put like the little flicky thing that you can like get the character, the little Lego man to kick. You put that on there, and then you put the Lego man on that, and then you put the ball like right there where it connects. It's like this little area, like this little dip, to where the ball will go into that little area, and then the character can like flick it, and then like all these little different areas all over the field like that. So then it's essentially foosball. And then like at the ends, I had like these little rods where you can like keep people from like kicking the ball in the goal and shit like that. It's pretty cool. But so I had this foosball table and stuff like that inside of there, and I would just sit there and listen to Q100 on the radio. If Q100 in Georgia, I used to sit there and listen to like Daft Punk and Nickelback and, you know, alternative music. They played rap music too, pop music too as well. You know, they was a bit universal as far as what they played on Q100. But I would sit there, V103. I sit there and listen to V103, you know, Mary J. Blige, you know, Tupac and stuff like that. I hear that on the radio. I just sit there and just be in my own little world, my little Legos and shit like that. Sitting there, I ain't really had no friends that was into Legos as much as I was whenever I was a kid. So I would sit there on my little Lego foosball, my Lego soccer thing, playing on both sides. You feel me? Like, I ain't give a fuck. You feel me? Like, it sucked, but I mean, I had a good time, bro. Like, in my head, I was just like, yeah, whatever. So, but yeah, it got to the point whereas she took the Legos away from me because I was having too much of a good time. I would get on punishment, and then she'd be like, oh, okay. I mean, you want punishment? And I'd be like, oh, okay. I'll go in my room, close my door, turn my music on. I can't hear her. I can't hear nobody. And I'm in there having a good old time. And she hated that. She hated that. She's like, you're not supposed to be having a good time. Because at first it was devastating. Like, damn, I can't go outside. I can't do shit. But then eventually it was just like, oh, okay. Thanks. Appreciate it. So do that anyway. But so yeah. So it got to the point whereas I wasn't depending on her to buy shit for me. I started selling the candy and doing the candy shit, right? So bringing us up to speed. But I started doing the candy thing, and I wasn't asking for nothing. I was at home. I came in whatever I wanted to. She didn't bother me as long as it wasn't super late or the next day. I was making money, and she would put me on punishment or something like that just because I didn't do something. I'd just be like, okay. I didn't argue. I didn't rebuttal. I was like, okay. So it was one day she put me on punishment, and she told me that I couldn't leave my room or nothing like that. I said, okay, because my money came from when I was going anyway, like either during school times or times where I didn't have to be at home anyway. So I was like, shit, bitch, you gonna have to leave me out, let me out this motherfucker regardless. So I'm still gonna be able to make my money, and I'm gonna be good by the time I come in this motherfucker. So got to the point where I came home with a Nintendo DS. I had bought one from a kid, fucking owe me some money and shit. So he was like, oh, can you want to trade? So he was like, I'll bring you my Nintendo DS. Was it a DS? Nintendo DS, yeah, a gray one, the first generation gray big back ones, the ones that flip up and shit. Like I'll bring you that tomorrow. I was like, all right, cool. I'm on punishment. So he brought me Metroid. I remember playing that shit. I was like, oh shit, this shit's boring as fuck. But I actually like Metroid. So, but anyway, I'm over there with my little stylist and shit, doing my thing. She come in there and shit like that, coming bothering me. She come and said something to me. I don't remember what it was. I think I ignored her, and then she said something else to me, and I was like, what? What do you want? Like, what do you want? She was like, take your ass outside. So I was like, okay, all right. So I got my Nintendo DS and everything, and we standing on the porch, and I'm sitting here just still like, fucking with my screen. I ain't really paying attention to her and everything, and she's like, do you want to be here? It's like, Mom, I don't know. I don't know if I want to be here. Like you make it seem like you don't want me here. And she's saying something. So she's saying something, arguing with me, talking about you don't know how to respect nobody's household. Da 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 da. You want to come in when you want to. You want to be an adult. Yada yada yada. And she was just like drilling me, and I'm ignoring it to my furthest ability. Like I'm not even like paying attention to her ass. I'm not saying shit. And it just got to the point I was like, lady, what the fuck you want from me, man? What do you want? Like I literally just threw the stylus. We had a porch that had like little slits in it and shit. And whenever I threw the stylus, I just remember seeing it. It was nighttime too, and I just remember seeing the porch light. And I remember throwing the stylus down and then looking down. I'm thinking it was gonna bounce and land on the wood, but it bounced right into the piece. I was like, fuck. Now I had to go under the porch to get my stylus. It's probably gonna end up being tomorrow because I ain't gonna be able to see that shit. So it's like, what do you want from me, man? What the fuck do you want? And she was like, I want you to get out. I want you to get out of my house. That's what she told me. It's like fucking, I was 15. I was 15 years old. Yeah, I was 15 years old. She's like, I just want you to get the fuck out of my house. As soon as I did that, I just want to want you to get out. I said, okay, all right, I'll fucking leave. I'll leave. I'm over there packing my shit. She over there doing this shit. I'm like, man, I don't even want to hear that bullshit. I don't want to hear that shit. So, goddamn, dipped off. Took my bags. I went to there used to be this creek spot. This creek spot I used to go to. I used to go down there and flip rocks and catch salamanders and crawfish and shit. Small little lobster looking motherfuckers. And shit, goddamn. It was dark as hell down there at night. In the daytime it really ain't shit. It's like shaded. It's like shaded, so it's like the sun like beaming down on you and shit like that. It's kind of shady. But at night, ain't no street lights right in that little area, so it's dark as fuck. So shit, I've been in that area enough times to whereas it was like at night, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. So I went down there to the little creek spot where I usually go at and hang out by my damn self. Cause once again, nigga, I'm from Atlanta, so it ain't no niggas really going and catching no crawfish and catching no salamanders and shit like that. So I went down there by my damn self. Had my little suitcases and shit, had my clothes and stuff like that, and I just went down there and sat down there in the dark. Sat down there and chilled till the morning time, and I started moving. So I was like, at that time, and it is, I ain't know nothing about starting a fire, no nothing like that. I just sat in the dark, just sat there and listen to the dark, hear the crickets and stuff like that. And I used to look at the lightning bugs. Lightning bugs, they came out like 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and then I can see them towards like 8 and 9. Shit, towards the morning you can't see them no more. I was just looking in the dark, bro, chilling. And so goddamn, I got kicked out and shit like that. I started moving on my own. I would leave my stuff down there because in that little area it was a cut from my neighborhood to the apartments. So a lot of people, not too many people, but a lot of people used to commute back and forth in that cut, and I would just kept worrying about. Kept worrying about all my stuff getting taken, being back there, because I didn't want to take it with me, but I would leave it in the woods. So I'm goddamn hanging out with my friends and shit like that. They don't know where I'm going because I'm not telling nobody that I got kicked out and I'm staying outside and shit. So goddamn, if I could, I was always trying to make it to the weekend, because if I can make it to the weekend, I'm already kicked out. I could either ask my homeboy Gino peoples, can I stay over there, or I could ask my homeboy Quay people, can I stay over there and shit like that. So um, goddamn, it was always a weekend fight, shout. I was always fighting for the weekend and staying out there in the woods by my damn self and shit. And got to the point where as I got involved with a girl, which is my son Michael, and my daughter Naomi's mom. I got involved with her, and having a girlfriend and stuff like that, or having a girl that was interested in what you had going, because I was kind of playing like the bad guy part, and I didn't even really know I was. I was always getting in trouble and getting kicked out and stuff like that. And at that period in time, girls kind of steer towards that. They like the bad guy, persona and stuff. So she was always trying to look out for me and all that good stuff. And but yeah, so we got to the point where as I was starting to get in trouble, and see, whenever you in RYDC, you can only have a certain amount of people on your call log, and see, they're not like there. But see, the only thing I did like about the RYDC versus regular jail, they were kind of flexible about your call log. Like I used to be able to put my son's mom on my call log before she was my son's mom, but like she was my girlfriend and shit like that. I used to say she was my sister. And we just didn't talk about anything like intimate or nothing like that over the phone. We just sit there and talk. You got like 30 minutes. That little it wasn't like 30 minutes, like more like 10 minutes, 10, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, something short. Because everybody in the dorm had to get called. So I know it went like 30 minutes. You probably wouldn't get through 3 calls in 30 minutes before somebody be like, oh, they got to go somewhere. But anyway, I put her on the call log and stuff like that, and we started to be friends, hang out. We end up meeting, y'all remember back in the day whenever y'all used to meet we used to meet girls sometimes from other girls, like mutual girls from the neighborhood that we used to hang out with. Of course, we wouldn't try to screw them. We trying to screw their friends. So, um, I end up having a homeboy named Gino. So Gino knew Pizza. So Pizza, that's what I'm gonna call him. The name ain't Pizza, but I'm just gonna just make some shit up. So they knew each other. He wasn't smashing. They knew each other. So mutual friends. So he was telling me about her and shit like that. So his girlfriend, hold on, let me I gotta get it all straight. Okay, so his girlfriend knew her. So I was like, okay, so he knew her, his girlfriend knew her, they mutual. I'm like, okay. He was like, oh, bro, she don't even live far. She live like right down the street. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So one day we go hang out with her. She had called and stuff like that. Like I said, they friends. So she called and he was like, hey, bro. She said that she want to meet at the park. You want to come hang out with me and then come meet her and shit? I was like, yeah, fuck yeah. So me and Gino and shit. Shout out to Gino. He probably like, what the fuck? This nigga telling this story. But so it was me and Gino, and then we met her at the park. That was I think that place was like a school or a church. I think it was a school and a church at the same time. But we in the back hanging out and shit, talking shit, and me and her sitting on the swing, and kind of just making small talk and shit like that. They going back and forth on conversation. So me and her end up getting cool. We had some good conversation. We were laughing, joking and shit. And it got to the point where, as a couple of days passed by, and me and her was like talking. It was I come over there because she lived like right down. She lived in the same neighborhood where the park at. So I'm going down there just hang out with her, and talk and shit like that, and start learning a little bit about her and everything. She learned a little bit about me and my circumstances and shit. And we having a good old time. And then I would have to go home and shit. So and then eventually I got back into the house. Hold on. Oh, eventually I got back in the house and shit like that. Everything was cool. A girl was my friend and shit like that. Everything's working out. So I end up getting kicked out again because I was at old girl's house. A situation that happened that afternoon, that morning. Anyway, I went to school, got off the bus, and I was supposed to go home, but I didn't. I was supposed to be on punishment when I got home. Don't nobody want to go home when you're anticipating on having to be on punishment. Bitch, I'm gonna stay out. I'm gonna stay in school. School did it. School did it. I missed the bus. But so I end up getting kicked off. End up getting kicked out for that because I basically didn't go home after school. I went straight to her house, and then I went home very, very late, like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. So whenever I got home, oh, she was pissed. She was off from work and everything. She was pissed. I walk in the house. Oh no! Oh hell no! Get the fuck out! Like for real, bro. Pissed off at me. So I went back to old girl house, and I was like, oh yeah, bro, I can't even go home, bro. I can't even go home. Because we was hanging out, we was having such a good time, and I really felt like, I don't know, man, just having a really good girlfriend. And it's not even because I'm my girlfriend, it was because she was a girl, and she understood the struggles of being a young kid, and it wasn't all about having sex and shit like that. It was just like two friends, you feel me? So, whenever that happened, I was like, bro, I can't go back home, bro. She's like, for real? I was like, yeah, I can't go back home. I can't go back home, bro. So she was like, I can ask my mom and see if you can stay and shit. So she asked her. She said, yeah. Well, hell yeah. So shit. Because I'm telling you, bro, we would literally be under her porch, not doing nothing crazy. We're just sitting there fucking talking. Just talking about shit. Just running our mouth. Just over here, just looking at the dirt and shit, playing in the dirt. Just running our mouths, talking about shit. You feel what I'm saying? Just being kids. And then her mom would come outside and be like, and call her name and shit like that. And then she'd be like, oh, I gotta go. All right, go ahead. So, but yeah, man, we'll sit there and have a little conversation and stuff like that, have a good time, and then I had to turn around and go home. But this in particular time, I ended up, getting kicked out. So, she let me stay, and it got to a point where I've been there a couple of days, a couple days. All right, a couple of days. So, like I said, man, I've been out there thugging, getting my paper, getting arrested and stuff like that. It was one time, I'm gonna give you a brief brief little sub story. But over my course of I did stealing, and this is kind of funny. So I had a little situation where I was still at Walmart and I ended up getting caught one time. I got caught stealing. They used to have this box in the back towards the electronic section that had all the games in it, the discounted games. They used to have to throw all the games in it. And I had my nifty jacket, and fucking I was sticking them hole, and I was going to this place called Book Nook. It was a comic book store that just started buying video games and shit, because they could be buying video games. So I would be able to get the games in the packs just because of the situation with Walmart and shit. I don't move their jacket, get them bitches. So I go over there with like fuck stack about this goddamn big. They'll give me about $50, $60 and shit like that. And nigga, that was another. I was like, yeah, damn, now I have money, man. I'm gonna be balling on these bitch. But so I started doing that, but I ended up getting caught. I got too comfortable. I was making too much fucking money doing that shit. Too much money. Started getting these things called scanners. They just go blah blah blah. Bro, so the very first time I got caught at Walmart, I'm gonna make it real quick because I gotta get back to the story. But so the very first time I got a stack full of goddamn fucking games and shit like that. Right past the scanner. Anybody I ever got caught at Walmart stealing? Right past the scanners, there's a goddamn door right there to the left. If you stealing that fucking Walmart and you know you stealing and you better scan them scanners, bitch, if that door come open, bitch, you better run. Bitch, you better get the fuck on. You better go, bro. Because that's them people coming to get you and stop you before you exit out of that door. Had that shit happen on me. Had the stack of games. I'm feeling real good. I'm like, fuck this shit. Bonk, 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 bonk. Oh, shit. Look around. Ain't nobody. What's his name? That door fly open. Whew. Two dudes walk out of the thing. Walk out the door. Boom. Hey, excuse me, sir. Could you come over here real quick? What do you want? What do you want? So they started goddamn pat me down and shit like, what the fuck y'all got going on and shit like that. They feel the bulge of the game stacked together in my jacket, like right on this one right here. They just like kind of like feel. I ain't try to fill me up or nothing like that. They just felt the jacket. And they was like, come on, and grabbed my arm and shit like that, and it made me empty out my jacket, and I had all the fucking games. They had all the games. So I ended up getting fucking arrested again, and I got in trouble like numerous of times, bro. It was one time. I think I was in there for like 6 months. That time they sent me to Sylvania River Challenge. If y'all ever been there, shit, you probably fucking anybody that's ever been to Sylvania River Challenge. It's a goddamn boot camp. Got snakes and alligators and big ass spiders out there and shit like that. I remember goddamn being out there. It was this dude. He used to like Bill Clinton. He used to take us out there right there at dusk, like dusk time, like right before the sun went down, and he used to show us the trapdoor spiders. They had made like little trapdoor traps inside of the pine. You know, there's pine on the ground and shit like that. You can see these little doors like closing and shit. It was pretty crazy. It's crazy looking. But during the night, right before dusk, you can see their little eyes peeking through the doors. Like, bro, I don't know. I'm telling you, bro, this is a true fucking story, bro. And even to be honest with you, thinking about it now, there was some big ass goddamn doors. There was some big ass spider doors. And I just remember we would go out there. We would just go walk out there. He would just take us. He would take some of us that was like, nature enthusiastic, whatever the case may be. No weird shit. But he would show us. He would have us look down this lane. He'd be like, look. And we would look down there, and you could see all these little, like kind of like cat eyes, cat and dog eyes. You know, whenever you see it in a certain shimmer, they kind of shine. That's what you see. And you see these little eyes. Like just a whole line of eyes around the top, and you can just see them like peeking out. And then when you get too close, they're like, go down. That shit was crazy, bro. Big spider, big ones. Not like they were like dog. Now I think about it, they like dog eyes. They were huge. Now I think about it, god damn. What the fuck? Bro. See? Man, yeah. He used to take us out there and show us that shit. And you can just hear him. Boom, boom, boom. You can hear the little doors close. Boom, boom, as you get close to him. Yep. I kid you not. Damn, I don't know where that goddamn Bill Clinton looking motherfucker was taking us. But anyway, he was cool though. He was real cool. I love that guy, man. It was a real cool guy, bro. I can't say nothing bad about that guy. But I remember him taking us out there and looking at the spiders and shit. Cause see, we're in, and that's another thing is too. I'll tell you that this shit was true. Back there in the backwoods, them niggas got black flies. Them black fucking flies. Y'all ever seen a black fly? You ever seen a fucking black fly before? I ain't talking about them regular everyday ass house flies. Fuck that. I ain't talking about them annoying ass pieces of shit. I'm talking about them big old black flies and the fucking you can see the eyes like doing all that shit. Them shits are into and they sting. And they sting you. They sting you, bite you with some shit. I ain't never been stung or a bit, but I just remember whenever they used to sit, we used to see them. They were like, hey, watch out, man. That big ass motherfucker will bite you. And I remember looking at it during chow. I was one on the window, and I was like, "Oh, that bitch can bite you." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, no, the fuck it ain't. It ain't finna bite me. It ain't finna bite me." No, sir, you what? But there was another time where we had. They used to have dorms. We had like these dorms. You ever seen like Jeepers, not Jeepers Creepers, but you ever seen Friday the 13th, where they had like these little bunk areas and shit like that. Well, they used to have these little dorms. They had two dorms that was connected together. They had two doors right here, one door for this one door for this one, but they was connected. One dorm that way, one dorm that way. But anyway, there's a fucking alligator right there at both of the damn doors. Fucking alligator. I just remember it was the middle of the night too. I think somebody was like got up and was walking because we had like a bathroom and then where the bathroom was, you got the bathroom, you can go on either side, and then you had water fountains right there in the middle. So anybody walking down the hallway can go get some water or something like that or go to the bathroom. Anyway, and on the door had a square glass, little plexiglass, little window. So I don't know what made him go look and shit like that, but he went down there. Cause we be in there talking shit, having a good old time and shit. But bro ended up going and looking in the window. He was like, "There's a fucking alligator outside the damn door." I'm like, "No, the fucking ain't." So we all get up out of the fucking bed and we over there looking out the window. It's like, oh my fucking god, there is a fucking. They're looking like, what the fuck? A fucking alligator, bro. We finna die in this bitch. People, kids in there running around. They going and talking to their homeboys and shit, talking about the fucking alligator, bro. We in there fucking freaking the fuck out. Cause we on the river, bro. We here in Sylvania, Georgia. Yep, man. But hell yeah, man. I had some good times there. I had some good times. I think that got me. Nature savvy. I like nature. It got me a little bit more conscious about nature. Not necessarily nature savvy, but yeah. So I went there after getting in trouble because I ended up getting in trouble, and see my sister was trying to come get me, and I had gotten to some shit. Yeah, that's gonna have to be, man. We got so much we got so many topics to cover, dog. It's crazy, bro. And I don't want to put too much on this one because I know I have to finish this one up because I've already been talking for like a damn hour. But make a long story short, I end up getting involved with defects whenever I started staying at old girl's house. Just because her mom got to the point where as I was staying over there long and she didn't want to get in trouble with me being over there and shit, knowing that I was over there. So she had sat me down and had a conversation with me and was just like, I don't necessarily want to have to send you back home if it's not a positive, positive place for you. But I'm gonna have to send you. I'm gonna have to do something. I'm gonna have to call the police to see what would be my next step to make sure that I don't get in trouble. So I respected that. I was like, okay, yes ma'am, yes ma'am, yes ma'am. So um, she called the police and everything. The police, Officer Freeman, shouts out to Officer Freeman over there in Clinton County. Yeah, hey man, I'm still here, bro. I'm still here. I hope that you guys help me make this go viral, bro, because Officer Freeman, he was a curly head, short black guy, and he knows I'm telling the exact truth. This is him. He every time I used to get in trouble, I think because he had a crush on my mom, but every time I used to get in trouble, he would always pop up. It was always him, always Officer Freeman. Every time it was Officer Freeman, and he was always trying to be a positive entity in my life and stuff like that, trying to give me a better way out, versus getting in trouble and getting in more trouble. So shouts out to Officer Freeman. I'm a grown ass man. I'm out here in these streets, man. I'm still doing the damn thing. So I'm trying to do my part. You feel me? But anyway, so but yeah, man. I end up getting into some trouble and everything, and me and my mom end up getting into a situation to where my mom ended up basically beating the shit out of me. So make a long story short, I had Dish at my house. I had Dish TV. We had Dish 500 first, and then we had Direct TV. Dish 500 used to have them boxes. Used to have them little black flat boxes, little flat pieces of shit. And my mom took mine out of my room because that's all I was on punishment. I was always on punishment shit. And then she took my TV out of my room. So I'm thinking that she's gonna be home a little later. So I take my TV out of the station wagon. She take all my shit and put it in my grandma's station wagon, which was in the back of our house. So I take the TV, just out of the bus. Mom ain't there. Take the TV out of the station wagon. I was like, shit, I picked the damn dough and everything. I was like, man, I'm finna watch me some TV. Cause she got a lock on the other one downstairs and shit. I can't watch shit. Mine still got the lock on it. Get the box, get the TV, put it in my room. So I come downstairs. I'm sitting there watching TV. I goddamn having a little good time. I'm sitting there playing with Legos and shit. And it got a little too late. So I got too comfortable. And I just so happened to walk downstairs. My mom already in the driveway. She walking up the walk. I'm like, oh, fuck. All this stuff was, because my plan was I was going to had it back in the back. I was gonna watch a little TV, have a little fun, eating some snacks. And then by the time she got there, I was gonna put it back in the back. I was gonna ask her, can I go outside? I was gonna take my ass outside. So that means that I was watching. So I got out of school, watching TV. She came home. I asked her, can I go outside? I go outside. Boom! I had me a good ass goddamn day on punishment. Shit, that was a good day. I went outside and watched TV. Bitch, you ain't tell me shit. Tell me a bitch ass thing. But anyway, so I just so happened to just go downstairs and I seen her walking up the wall. Like, oh fuck. So she come in there and I'm chilling and shit. I had the TV right there. I was like, man, I'm already fucked, man. Cause she go check the station wagon and all that bullshit. So she probably already knew that the TV was out of the car before she even hit the door. She already knew. She already knew I put it out there. She would go back there, look, and go back in the house. So whenever I ain't even try to hide it. Y'all probably thinking like, why you ain't just hide it, put it in your closet or something like that. It wasn't no use. She already knew. So I'm in there chilling. So she popped up in there. She didn't even say, hey, how you doing? She said, where the TV at? Oh! And she's right there next to the TV. She said, where the TV at? I said, right there. And she said, where the TV supposed to be at? I said, in the station wagon. And she was like, come here. You know, I just started crying. She's like, no, come here. Man, my mom went and got a fucking, I remember, and everybody at their house back in the 90s had this one extension cord. It was brown. It was a brown extension cord. Brown one, the one with the little nipply nips. You can flip it on both sides. It got plugs on both sides. That little nippity nip one. I'm talking about that one. Yep. So, goddamn, told me to come in. We went in her room. She went and grabbed that goddamn extension cord, and she started wailing on my ass, boy. She was gonna beat my ass, boy. Just beating me up, beating up, down, left, right, boy. It just I'm in there, bitch, scream, just my back, my back. And it's funny because I can laugh about it now, but I was in that bitch. Man, she was beating my ass, boy. She was beating my ass. And where she fucked up is she ended up hitting me across my face. I see, y'all notice I'm light skinned. I'm a red nigga. You feel what I'm saying? So I was even right now, I'm a little darker because, you know, nigga getting old and shit. But I was really light then. I was super light. I was a light ass motherfucker. I wish I had a picture. I put it up on the thing. I probably put it on the thing when I make a video and shit. I was a real light motherfucking kid. She went across my face. Like when I say across my face, I mean across, like literally across my face, bro. Nose and all, like right across my face. Can't miss that. Can't miss that on the child. And it was purple, not purple. It wasn't red. It was this shit was purple across my face. And I took my ass to school. So after she beat my ass, she knew she fucked up. She knew she fucked up. You knew you fucked up. You knew you fucked up. And I do apologize for that. She knew she fucked up. I'd rather vape than yeah, I smoke cigarette. But she knew she fucked up. Because what ended up happening is that next damn day, I used to have anybody that knows about these companies will know I'm telling that damn truth. Anybody ever heard of Guess? Guess? You ever heard of it? I used to have a orange Guess sweater. And it had a big G in the middle. And it had long sleeves on it. I remember that shit. And they had like a little white little band around, and it was orange. And it had a little white old man around. Because I remember looking at my arms. My arms all fucked up too. And my arms hurt so bad. I just remember like pushing it back with my finger the best way I could and shit like that. And just looking and seeing that my whole arms bleeding. And it just made me cry. It made me fucking cry, bro. It made me cry. And then I had a fucking whip across my face and shit. You know, I was pretty fucked up. I was pretty fucked up. So I end up, and that once again, now that I'm like describing it and shit like that, I remember what I looked like and what I felt like and stuff like that. I think it's still across my face. It's weird looking at it through like a camera, because then it's like flip flop. But yeah, that shit was like right across my face, like directly across my shit. Actually, yeah. Oh, nope. Wait. I don't. God damn. Like trying to tell the forecast on my fucking face. But yeah. Well, there you go. Bam. Yeah, it's just like that. Boom. Right across my shit. All the way up to my fucking head. Yep. So it went across my shit. I was in fucking pain. And we used to have a resource officer. She used to drive her Mustang, black Mustang. She used to have Clinton County Sheriff's Department in blue on the side of her Mustang. Anybody that ever been to Riverdale, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, she was really nice lady. I forget what the resource officer name was, but she was really. I remember that my counselor name was Miss Cox. I remember that. I was like, oh, her name is Cox. Ha, Miss Cox. It's funny. But yeah, shouts out to Miss Cox. Thank you so much, Miss Cox. Thank you, appreciate it for looking out for me. Man, I gotta make this shit go viral, bro. I gotta make this shit go viral, because a lot of these people that I mentioned, they actually deserve to know that little kid that y'all was looking out for, he made it. You know, he out here trying to do something positive. He got kids to sell. You know, my oldest kids, you know, he is 20s and shit like that. You feel me? Like, still out here, bro. Still out here doing the damn thing. Not getting arrested. But yeah, Miss Cox, she was one of the resource officers. Miss Cox was one of the counselors. The resource officer, I don't remember her name. I probably remember her name my next stream, and I'll probably not say it. But I remember going to class, getting off the bus, going to class like ain't nothing ever happened. Like I didn't have a purple whip across my fucking face and shit. I was just trying to ignore it, just trying to get through it. People was asking me about it and shit. I was like, I just don't want to talk about it. And I was in class. I was in Miss Daniels' class. And I was in middle school. Miss Daniels. Anybody know? Black lady. She's a black lady. She's really nice. Very straightforward. She reminds me of Jasmine Crockett. She reminds me of that. Like, she was really nice, but very straightforward. Very straightforward teacher. Shouts out to Miss Daniels. And I remember the resource officer walked into the class, and she was like, she was like, hey, Mr. Jackson, can I ask you a question? It's like, yeah, it's fine. She's like, how did you get that scratch on your face like that? I was like, you know, my mom ended up, such and such and such and such. So from there, she took me to the counselor's office. Me, the resource officer, and the counselor had a conversation. Um, and they were basically just kind of drilling me on how often this happens and all that good stuff and everything. I told them that it happens. It doesn't happen very often. I don't know how that got misconstrued it, but that ended up being a situation for a long time that my mom like totally hated me for it. Like she felt like I told them that it happened like every week. It didn't happen every week, because you was kicking me out every week. So I can't tell them that you were beating my ass every week. I wasn't even there. You kicked me out. I was outside. The fuck. So I can't say that, but it ain't like he was doing anything positive either. You feel what I'm saying? So um, basically, I ended up going to DFACS. So I ended up going to DFACS. I'm trying to make sure I put everything in perspective because I ended up staying with a friend of mine's. After this DFACS. I mean, nope. Yep. So I moved out my mom's house after I got out of jail. I started staying with some friends, which ended up being, well, I used to call him my goddad. Shouts out to Corey. And I'll say him because he didn't do nothing wrong. So he gonna be like, yeah, fucking. But basically, whenever I used to go to Book Nook, I used to go sell the games and stuff like that. Corey used to see me and stuff like that. I used to sit there and have a conversation with him about comic books and all that good stuff. And he took some initiative and kind of stopped me, whenever he seen me and stuff like that. Just had little stuff to say, and he was always looking out for me and everything. And he was a real cool guy, man, a very positive entity in my life. Like he ended up giving me actually my very first job. I worked at this place called Wilt Auto Pro, where he used to work at, which he used to work on cars. But see, I didn't know how to work on cars. I was only a kid. But they used to let me clean the tools, like clean them and everything, and put them back in their appropriate spots. And he used to pay me to do it, So, yeah. And then on top of that, whenever I used to stay with him, he gave me a sense of responsibility. It was me, him, Mike, and then his girlfriend, and then his girlfriend had a baby named Skylar. Shouts out to Corey, bro. I remember this shit. We all used to stay in the same house together and shit like that. Corey used to fucking always try to make sure that we had all of us had some type of meal coming. He was a potato. Corey used to use the fuck out of some potatoes. He would make potato soup. He would make some mashed potatoes. He would potato the fuck out of us. But he would make sure everybody had a meal, bro. Shout out to Corey. But anyway, he did that shit, bro. He made sure. So then, whenever he got me the little job at Wilkes, I was like, it gives me an opportunity to show my place in this little family that we got going. This little, this family we got going on. So on my way from home from Wilkes, I used to stop. There's a racetrack right there near Garden Walk. Yo, yeah. City shit. There used to be a racetrack right there. And there used to be a wing spot right across the street. And there was a Shell station. And then Pembroke, a little fucking efficiency apartments. Goddamn. I used to walk from Wilkes, go to the racetrack. I used to get like a whole bunch of them sandwiches. Like them big ass sandwiches. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Them fucking, they say big ass sandwiches on them. I used to get a couple of them. They used to have like little versions of those and a little wrap and shit like that. It was like $1 and shit. I used to buy a whole bunch of them bitches. And I come home and dump them bitches out. Had a whole bunch of drinks and shit for everybody, like Arizona's and shit, because Arizona's always been a fucking dollar. And I was like, here, bro. Shit, I'm playing my part, bro. Shit, bro. I'm like 16, 17 doing this shit, man. Shit, everybody, I'm the youngest in the house. Mike was like in his like 20s. Corey was in his 20s, girlfriend was in his 20s, and the baby was like a baby, so shit. I was like kid, so shit. We out there thugging it, having to go to a time. It was one fucking day. Shouts out to Mike. It was one goddamn day. His girl, Corey's girl, was in the bedroom. I'm telling you, bro, this is some real shit. Some real fucking shit. Nigga was out here living, shawty. His girl was in the bedroom, feeding the baby. Feeding the baby with the teenagers. You know what I mean? She in the bed, and we out there in the front in the living room. She got the windows open, kind of hot and shit. And she just started screaming, ah! So we all come in that bitch, and she like, somebody's outside the window. Somebody's looking outside the window. Bro, shit, we had pistol. We had machetes around that bitch. I swear to God, bro. Y'all ever seen, bro? And see, Mike was cool, but Mike was kind of like a little geeky looking motherfucker. He was kind of like, partner want to talk about. Mike ain't fucking nobody. He ain't fucking nobody up. So goddamn, heard that shit. We had the machete. He had the machete right there behind the couch. He throw me the machete. Goddamn, catch that bitch. Goddamn, he grabbed the pistol. Let's walk outside. Let's go see what the fuck going on. So I go around this side of the building. It's a square building. The way we walk out in the walkway. So he go around that side of the building. I go around that side of the building. And goddamn, we ain't seeing shit. We ain't see a bitch ass thing. I'm going like, I got the machete in my hand and everything. Boy, I'm like, I'm ready to see. I'm like, Jah! Like, bro, this is my family, bro. These my people, bro. Don't come over here with that bullshit, bro. We having a good old time. Everything good. We already got a little situation going on because at this period in time, police was sitting in front of Lowell Park Apartments. Those apartments I used to stay in, Lowell Park, right there off near Garden Walk. You know what I'm talking about, man? They stay in them apartments. Police used to sit right there in front at the leasing office, and I used to go through the woods on their stupid ass and get to the house and be like, "Hey, man, goddamn police!" And I've already interacted with the police one time sitting up there, so I already know what they doing. They just sitting up there waiting for me to come up there because they know I be up there and shit. Went through the woods on that. Went to the house. Hey, bro, police up there, shit. Woo. But they didn't come knock on the door and shit. Or maybe they did and I wasn't there. Well, they wouldn't answer it. So, goddamn, we chilling, having a good time and shit like that. That shit that happened. And we ain't seeing shit. And we out there yelling, like, nigga, if we fucking say, oh my god damn, boy, we gonna put that goddamn whooper stamp on your bitch head. Like, bro, we out there goddamn running amok out there in that bitch, boy. Cause we looking in cause on the back side of the apartments it's some woods. So the nigga really could be in that bit like a couple feet away. And we can't see his ass. We talking mega shit like, bitch, we'll fuck you up if we motherfucking see your ass. Boy, don't make me, boy, I come in there after your ass, boy. Talking mega shit, being hella aggressive. And we ain't see shit. So then we turn around, went back in the house and everything fine. Close the windows, close the blinds. Everything's fine. But so we end up getting. Okay, make sure I ain't over my time. I'm just trying to make it 2 hours, y'all. I'm trying to make it 2 hours. I ain't trying to go over my time because trying to fuck with these files and stuff like that when it be so big, it be kind of annoying. But I end up getting arrested. They end up catching me one day. I end up getting arrested, and they went and put me in the group home. They put me in an emergency group home. Oh, no. So fast forward after that shit that happened. Because like I said, I got locked up and arrested a couple times and went to a couple of facilities before we got to, where we're trying to get to. So, yeah, man, I kept getting arrested, getting in trouble, and all that good stuff. And eventually, they caught me at the apartments, got arrested, and then they ended up putting me in an emergency facility, like a little. And it was like early in the morning, like 6 o'clock. And I remember going there, and they told me that I can lay down on this little cot for like an hour, and they was like making phone calls and stuff like that. And I was trying to get some sleep, and because I was in the police custody for a couple of hours. I think I was for a couple of hours until like the sun started coming up. So they sent me there, and then I end up going to the very first place from the emergency place. I went to this place called the Neely House, or Mr. Neely. I went and stayed there at his house. Now at Mr. Neely house, Mr. Neely didn't just have one kid. He had several kids. He had like six boys that was staying there and stuff like that. And when I first got there, it was a little young boy there. It was an older boy there, and it seems like he had different age groups. So I didn't feel like I wasn't going to be able to fit in. I was like, okay, cool, because while he was sitting there trying to give me the rules of the house, the young boy was sitting there with him and everything, and he was listening to what was going on and stuff. So I didn't really feel like it was going to be a bad place, and so, and then on top of that, what ended up happening is um, I ended up getting a stipend, like a $500 stipend, because I told them I didn't have any clothes. Everybody kept telling me you ain't got no clothes, man. They gonna give you some money. They gonna give you some money, and you can go to the mall and just shop. And that's what I did. So I told my caseworker, I was like, and anybody that's ever been in defects know your caseworker is like your fucking parent at that period in time. So I'm calling your caseworker. I was like, I don't got no clothes. Woo. So it took her a couple of weeks. She wasn't able to get it immediately, but eventually she ended up getting it, and she was like, I'm gonna take you shopping. I was like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I sure did. She took me to the mall. She took me to the South Lake Mall. Took me to South Lake Mall, and at that period in time, everybody was wearing Dickies. Everybody had the two-piece Dickies, the tops and the bottoms. Some niggas had the one-piece fucking old mechanic shop fucking onesie-ass Dickies and shit. So that's all I bought is Dickies. I bought me the Dickie Blues. I bought me some Dickie Tans, Dickie Blacks. Freaking, let's see. Yeah, and that was it. I bought that shit after buying the tops, bottoms, and I turned around. I think I bought like a coat or something like that, and a couple other things. But I bought Dickies because I was like, shit. At least I have some name brand shit. Cause Dickies was the shit at that time, nigga. It was. But I got my Dickies on. So you went on ahead and got the little money and shit. And $500 at the mall ain't shit, boy. Shit, I think I got like 6 outfits, and that shit was get out. That shit was hella good. But it's fun though. She did do it. Shouts out to my caseworker, man. I don't know if y'all can find that information out, but shouts out to my caseworker. She did that shit. She made that shit happen. But so I went to Mr. Neely's house and everything, and see Mr. Neely, like I told you, he had other kids that was staying there that were there a little bit longer than I was. You feel me? So I guess they were feeling a bit jealous. One of them, the oldest one, was feeling a bit jealous because he was my friend at first. He was a little bit pushy when I was first getting there, and I was telling him where I came from and shit like that. He was like being like, I don't even know what to even call it. He was like not being optimistic. Like, oh man, they always talking about. I'll say like, oh shit, man, I'm about to go home. And then, I'm about to go home soon. I ain't gonna be here long. And he come, oh man, shit, they always say that about, y'all know what I'm talking about. Them folks that always got some negative shit. They don't never want no positive shit for any fucking body else. They want to go and just always give you the worst outcome, the worst case scenario about the situation, because they want you to worry like a motherfucker. I don't like those motherfuckers. I can't stand their ass. But he was always negative about some shit, and we ended up getting a hooking and arguing and shit. And since he was there before me, and it was like 2-3 days of us just arguing, going back and forth and shit. We didn't necessarily fight, but we were just arguing. And Mr. Neely basically was just like, shit, since he done already been here, and I already know what his bad ass look like when he get all fucked up and shit. I don't know you, so shit, woo. If it's gonna be a problem, I'm gonna have to ship you off. So we end up still I said, okay, all right, woo, but we still steady arguing. He just nitpicking me and bothering me and shit like that. But Mr. Neely is not trying to see it my way, because once again, he's not trying to sign on to something that he ain't already comfortable with. So he ain't trying to see it my way. You feel me? He just like, he hear that nigga talking shit to me and everything, and then he'll tell me, just chill, woo. So I'm like, man, fuck this shit. So I told Mr. Neely at this period in time, I already got a kid. I had a kid. Like my son was born when I was 15. My son's mom, she was 14. He was one age under me. So I had told Mr. Neely that I already had a kid, and I was trying my best to be the most responsible parent that I can be in my current situation, because I am young, I'm underage. I knew I was underage, and I couldn't have any strong sense of responsibility until I got older. You feel me? But I'm trying to do as much as I can, because at that period of time, my son's mom was still my friend. You know, I didn't want her to feel like I wasn't trying to be there to help her out. You feel me? Like, nah, hell no. And I was in Rex. I was in Rex, Georgia, which is not like, it's not far at all from fucking, I don't hop in the skip. And that's what I did. Every time I fucking had to go back to the city, I had to go back to fucking uh, uh, Riverdale. I was walking or I was taking C-Train. Because we didn't even have MARTA out there. We were taking C-Train. You know what I'm talking about? So shit. Goddamn. I'm out there walking and shit. Every other day. I'm out there walking to the house and shit like that. And I'll say, and just to kind of give you some context, wherever I even found out I had a damn kid, fucking his mom had told me to come to the house and shit like that. I was in a group home, and it's if I'm not mistaken, I think I might have been in the group home at this time. I think I might have been in the group home. I think it's like one other group home I missed out on. I don't remember what that. Yes, I do. Fucking Rainbow House. Fucking Rainbow House. My bad. But anyway, Rainbow House was a facility. I've been in 2 of those. Rainbow House and Lighthouse. We gonna get into Bruno. I got so many subjects. Oh my god, I don't trouble with the subjects. Shit, I can talk about anything. But anyway, so Mr. Neely House, I was going back to Clinton County to hang out with my son and my girlfriend at that time and shit like that. And I wouldn't, and see, she didn't see. I had gotten in trouble. If I'm not mistaken, I think I got into that situation. There was a long period. Basically, there was a long period in time where me and my son's mom didn't talk. It was probably when I was locked up and I was all arrested and fucked up and shit like that. And then when I got into DFACS custody, they start pushing me through the system. I got a chance to contact her. When I contacted her, she told me about my son and shit like that. You feel me? So whenever I talked to Mr. Neely, I was like, hey, this is a situation. I got a kid, Yudi. Can I go see my kid? He didn't mind because I was still fairly new to the situation. And then I took a walk. She told me that about my son, and I walked. I remember that very first day I walked. I fucking walked. Now from Rex to Clinton County, it's close, but it's still not a hop and a skip. Because Rex is like the top of, it's like, y'all know what Mount Zion fucking Baptist Church is over there near AMC fucking movie theater and shit like that, all the way at the top. He lives he lived a little bit further down the road down there. Where I'm talking about from there to Highway 85 near Krispy Kreme and Checkers and shit like that. A little bit further past there, Kings Road. Yes, very far as fuck. So I'm walking and shit like that, walking every other goddamn day to goddamn see my kid and shit. But on this in particular day, when I found out about my son and shit, I told him about it. He let me go. I told him I'll be back in time. So my son's mom, she didn't tell her mom that I was coming around. So whenever I finally got to the house, she just showed him through the window. He just put the baby in the window. I was like, oh my fucking God. Oh my God. Oh my God. And at that period in time, my son was light skinned, just like me. Now he like a brownish. He like a little brown now. But he looked exactly like me. And like a little chubby bro. I was like, oh god damn. Oh god damn. That's my boy. That's my boy. Shouts out to my boy Michael, man. That's my 20-year-old, man. Shouts out to him. He out there living life, doing his damn thing. Shit, ain't getting arrested. Ain't getting no girls pregnant. I just doing whatever the fuck he want to do. Shouts out to my boy, man. Yeah. Yeah. And when I seen him, I was like, oh, shit's crazy, bro. Life was crazy. Like it's bad enough with just by you being by yourself, man. Now you got another nigga to fucking think about. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I love my son, man. I love him. He been through a lot. He been through a lot, and you know, he wasn't necessarily treated the best. You know, from his mom. You know, she didn't treat him the best. And I tried my best to reconcile that with the time that I had. And I ain't saying that he's like passed away or nothing like that. He's still out there living life, but you know, whenever y'all women, man, y'all get so caught up in trying to be right and trying to keep the kid from the dad and stuff like that. You hurt the kid, bro. You hurt the kid. You hurt the kid. You hurt the kid. And not only that you hurt the kid, you intentionally hurt the kid. We don't do it to hurt the kid. We do that to keep the kid from dealing with us going back and forth and arguing. But when we not around, y'all be hurting the kid. Yeah. Some of y'all be hurting the kid. Y'all be hurting the kid. But yeah. So I went to a couple of group homes. Um, Went to a couple of group homes. I had a couple of situations with kids that was already there. So I ended up getting kicked out of the Neely house for arguing. And then I went from there. I don't remember the sequence of events, but I went to another place called Rainbow House. Rainbow House was a facility where they didn't allow you to do nothing but go to school, and then they would come pick you up from school on a bus, and everybody would go back to Rainbow House and shit like that. You can go outside, like they had like, time when you go outside, they had like a park and shit like that. But you're basically going to a facility where there's several different kids that several different kids in several different situations, and y'all just trying to maintain. I remember there was this boy, shouts out, and for some reason I remember the boy's name. Make this shit go viral, man. So these people I'm talking about can justify what I mean. But I remember going to school with a couple of other boys, and one of the little boys was named Tyler. Tyler had braids in the back of his head. His two teeth was missing. He's like a little Milano kid. And then his brother, little heavy set little kid, and he used to say like weird shit. I don't remember what he used to say, but he was always, I don't know. I think he was a little on the spectrum a little bit, but Tyler was young, so he used to say young shit. And his older brother on the spectrum, they was always sticking together. But they would put the radio on while we was on the on the way to school, and little Tyler be back there singing. Y'all know that song. I don't want. And to this day, I love that song, bro. Cause he used to be sitting in the back of that, and every time we would go to school, it seemed like they would always play that song, and that boy would be in the back, back of the bus, about some. I don't wanna know. And he ain't had no two teeth in the back, so they always got that lisp. He'd be like, if you crave it, keep it on the low. Bro was like, he was out back there in the back trying to give his heart out, bro, on that song with that little list, bro. That shit was so funny to hear that boy back there singing a song. I was literally be in the seat just sitting there crying, cause he was just that boy would be like, if it crave it, keep it on the low. Cause my heart, bro. Man, that boy had me dying, man. Shouts out to Tyler, bro. Shouts out to Tyler out there in Rainbow House, out there on what's it called? They used to call it Battle Creek, over there off Battle Creek, near the library. It looked like a cow. Move, bitch. Anyway, um, yeah. So I was at Rainbow House for a little while, and then um, I went to another house that was in I was in Covington, Covington, and this is going to be last 20 minutes. This is going to be the end of the this stream, so I'm gonna go ahead and make it sweet for y'all. Okay. All right. So I did all this getting in trouble and slapping and papping and getting beat up with my mom's and this shit was just crazy, man. People taking advantage of me. Fucking bitches ain't showing they self ain't to be shit, even though they on my call log. And just shit, just going all fucked up. They all fucked up by the time I got here. Baby mama mad, everybody fucking mad, everybody fucking hate my damn guts. All right, because I can't do what they want me to do. I can only do what these people allow me to do. And like I tell her, and I'll be like, "Hey, bro, I gotta get the phone," and she'd be like, "Oh, pissy." I'm like, "Hey, bro, hey man, just fucking decide B, bro, decide B." So, um, so we get to Covington. I don't remember what this house was called. I don't even think it had a house. It was just a regular fucking house. Caseworker brought me. We had a little talk with the head lady of the afternoon, because it was a dude from New York. We used to call him New York. I don't remember what his name was. We used to call him New York because he had a very straight up '90s New York, super political ass, super chill ass fucking dude, bro. His name was New York. He always used to wear a New York fit. Shout out to New York. And then we used to have the lady that used to work in the morning. I forget what her name was. She was a sweetheart too. Shouts out to her too. But so I got brung to this place, and it was already once again, it's already people there. It was Smoke and Smoke's homeboy. I forget what his homeboy's name was. We can call him Red. All right, Smoking Red, because Smoke qualified himself as being GD. I qualified myself as being GD. Um, and Red was Blood. And then we also had another dude that was in my room that came with me. He qualified as GD too. So we all cool and shit like that. When we first came up. But see, Smoke, very, very fucking gun ho. He very gun ho, very impulsive. Always want to show out in front of people. Always super loud. Always trying to bully somebody. Y'all know that nigga, man. He was one of them type of niggas. Yeah, I described you. Shout out to Smoke too. Describe your bitch ass. But anyway, like he was just super on the nigga and shit. So, make a long story short, once again, we all end up going to the mall. You feel me? Because we all follow the same group home and shit like that. And the lady that ran the facility, or ran the house. It's not a facility. We actually in the house at this period in time, like 2-bedroom house. She's super nice. She always wanted to make sure that she wanted to make sure that we got to do what we wanted to do, but sometimes that was the most irresponsible thing to do. Sometimes we just need you to be a parent. You try to be a parent the best way you can because we're not your kids, but we need you to be a parent. That's all. That's all I can say about her, bro. We needed a parent, strong, motherly figure around us, and that would have helped us tremendously. But she's trying to be too comfortable with us, and she took us to the mall. And we all just hanging out and stuff like that. If I'm not mistaken, she had to go pick up something from the mall too. So she just took us with us, but we didn't have to linger with her. I think she had to go get cigarettes or whatever the fuck she was going. I ain't gonna say that she had to go there. I'm just bullshitting around. All right. But she could have had to go to JCPenney or something like that, buy some stockings and shit, you never know. But anyway, so we go to this kiosk, and we had this little plan on getting these earrings. So everybody had, it was me, Red, Smoke, and then the other bro. I'm calling him Peril. I'm calling him Peril. So then it's Peril, me, Red, and Smoke. All four of us. We go to the kiosk, and little dude up there, trying to show us shit. So Smoke, so down for shit. Like, hey, Smoke, goddamn, go over there and talk to that dude. So then Smoke go over there and talk to him. Then we had Peril go over there and talk to him. So then I'm walking up with Peril, and Red walking up on Smoke and shit like that. And he over there looking at shit, looking at shit, and then having him pulling out shit. They ain't stealing nothing. They ain't being, they ain't doing nothing extra. And then I'll come over there. Bro would come over there and ask him to pull out something and everything. We looking at earrings and shit. So, goddamn, bro bought a pair. Peril bought a pair. And then while Peril bought a pair, I'm still looking. The case still open. So then I took these little flat ones, the little flat square. Y'all remember what I'm talking about? Them little flat square with the diamonds in the middle and shit like that. I took them bitches. It had like 9 square, like what was it? 3, 3, and 3. 12 squares of diamonds and these damn earrings. Oh shit, them shits look nice and they was square. Took them bitches, put them bitches in my pocket. He ain't even look at them hoes, boy. He ain't even know I was even looking at them bitches, bro. Left the case in the box and everything. Spin that bitch. So these niggas end up getting earrings too. They got earrings first. So I was like, I did not want to be the one without earrings. Bitch, I want these earrings. So took the earrings, boom, put them in my pocket. Bro bought his earrings. We all walked off. Get back to the house. Shit. Everybody got down. Everybody in the room and shit like that, talking shit and everything. Here I come. I put my earrings in. I walk in the room and shit. They already in here talking and shit like that. Smoke like, ooh, shit. So I'm thinking like, I'm in there right now. I'm thinking, hey, shit, we've been having our differences going back and forth and shit like that. But shit, nigga, I'm on the team now. Shit, I'm winning. Hey, got them bitches. Woo. That's what I say, man. When it comes to trying to fit in and shit like that, man, fuck all that fitting in and shit, man. Just be you, shawty. Just be you. Cause this is some shit really I'm doing, try to fit in. And goddamn, so bro like, oh, look at that man ring, goddamn. So I'm like, shit, yeah. So I goddamn talking to them and everything. And then he was like, bro, Smoke was like, shit, you wanna trade? So I seen his, and he had the round ones, just the round, big obnoxious ones. I was like, nah, bro, I don't want them bitches. Woo. Like, come on, man. I'm like, nah, man, shit, goddamn shit. I like my shit, man. I like these square ones, man. This shit got a swag, shit. So that next morning, I took my ear because I had a dresser right next to my bed. We all had a dresser right next to our bed. The same little dresser, same little looking dresser. I remember taking my earrings out because I remember feeling the earring back poking me in my fucking Abdullah Oblongata, bitch. That shit was like poking me right here. And I was like, fuck, man. I gotta take these bitches out. So I started taking them out, put them on my nightstand. Right? Put them on my nightstand. Peril sleep right next to me. He got a bunk right next to me and got a little dresser and shit. Take shit out. We sitting there chopping it up that night and shit like that right before we went to sleep and shit. So Peril, so I wake up that morning. I knew my earrings was on the dresser right next to me. I knew I took them out and I remember putting them right there. To this day, I'm fucking 36 years old, man. To this day, I remember that shit. Put them right there on the dresser. Woke up that morning. Earrings gone. Earrings fucking gone. So I'm like, hey, bro gone already at the room and shit like that. And then he turned around and he walked in the room while I'm like looking confused. So he's like, what's wrong, bro? I was like, hey, bro, you see my earrings? He's like, nah, bro, I ain't seen your earrings. It's like, all right, cool. So all fucking day, Yeah, I done sat there and talked with Smoke and talked with Red and shit and talked with Peril and shit like that. We don't know, chopped it up in there and everything. I'm like, man, what the fuck? The fuck going on? So I guess Smoke had a little confidence behind him. And I'm sitting there just looking crazy, sitting on the couch and shit like that. Like New York then came in on shift. New York night shift. The chick was day shift. So I'm just still looking confused. Like, what the fuck? New York had bro. He used to bring his PlayStation. He used to bring Def Jam Vendetta. He used to bring PlayStation, and we used to just goddamn mob it out on that goddamn shit. We ended up smashing out on Def Jam, making our own characters and everything. And I'm just sitting there looking on the couch, watching them play the game. And then Smoke come out the room and shit like that. Red and New York playing the game and shit like that. I'm just looking. Smoke come out the room and some. I got some baby flat screens. I got some baby flat screens. And I'm like, I looked at him. I looked at him real close. I said, hey man, they're my motherfucking earrings, nigga. And surely you fucking know. Surely you fucking, he was like, nah man, hell no, these ain't your fucking. I said, shout it. I remember looking at them motherfuckers the way they are, and I was like, ooh wee. I remember doing that shit, so I knew exactly what them fucking earrings looked like. Shouty, I walked up to that nigga. I went to go grab that motherfucker out of his fucking ear, nigga. I was there like, yo, nigga. And he like pushed my hand back and shit like, hey, Shouty, what's up, bro? Like, nigga, I need my shit back, nigga. I need this shit back now, nigga. I need it now, right now, right now. I need to take them bitches out, bro. I need to clean them hoes, bro. I just got them bitches. Let me get my shit back. And goddamn, bro was trying to buck on shit. So New York really didn't know what the fuck was going on and everything. So he just broke us up and everything. I'm like, man, I'm gonna get my shit back, man. Fuck this shit. So Peril helped me in the room and shit like that, like back me up. Cause I'm telling you, I'm gonna fight this nigga, bro. I'm gonna fight this motherfucker for my earrings, y'all. I stole them hoes just like you motherfucker stole your shit. Your shit wasn't shit. Your shit wasn't shit. And you gonna try to stick my shit. Hell no, nigga. Fuck no. So I got them. Next morning, I go to Red. I go talk to Red. Hey, y'all. I call him outside. Hey, bro. Can I talk to you, man? Because they was close. Smoking Red was close. I talked to Red and shit. Hey, bro. No offense. I know this your partner and shit like that. Because I feel like if Smoke got into a fight, Red would jump in and shit like that. You know, trying to defend him and everything. So I felt like it wouldn't be easier on me just to go to Red. Because Red seemed like, you know, the more cooler party in the situation. And he'd be like, bro, just give goddamn man earrings. Type shit. You feel me? So, went and talked to Red. Red was like, you know how that nigga be, man. But that bossing. You feel what I'm saying? So, but me and Red was still kind of cool. You feel me? The way he explained it, you know, basically saying, you know, you gonna have to goddamn confront that nigga on that shit. You feel me? So, I asked Smoke about the shit. I was like, hey, bro. I asked him in front of Red, you know, just to see if he gonna be cordial. I asked him. He like, what you talking about? I'm like, bro, come on, man. My earrings that you stole out my fucking room, nigga. The ones that you just had on yesterday, nigga. Like, bro, I swear to God, dog. I confronted him on it. I talked to Red about it. Red was just like, shit, man. He was like, you feel like that man got your earrings, man. What you gonna do? You feel, and the way he said it, it was like, I know he got your earrings. You know I got his. You know he got your earrings. I'm not gonna do anything about it. What y'all about to do about it, though? So it's like, you're telling me that you're not gonna jump in, but yet you're still enticing the situation to happen. You feel type shit. So you bang both sides, kind of sorta. Like, so shit, you feel like, hey man, what you gonna do, bro? What you gonna do? Like, get that nigga type shit. But that's his homeboy. So shit, I'm like, and you can tell, man, bro. You can tell in somebody's shit like, he took your earrings, bro. He said you done seen your earrings on them. You know, he did. What you gonna do? Took a step back. I'm standing right next to that nigga, right next to his bed. His bed right here. Took a step back. We in there scrapping. Scrapping, going back and forth. Scrapping in that bitch. You feel what I'm saying? Like, nigga, we in there fighting. So goddamn, you gonna come in there, break us up and shit. Goddamn, pull me back in the Paracon and help New York and shit like that. Pull me back in the room on the other side of the damn upstairs and shit like that. So goddamn, we sitting there talking and shit. I went in the room. He went in the room. We had a little cool down time and shit like that. Everybody came back out. And shit. I'm a little over there looking at the nigga. Looking dead at the nigga. Looking dead at him in the fucking face like, boy, I'm gonna pull up on your ass, boy. Yeah, they done broke the shit up, but it's all good, boy. So goddamn. Later on that night, we hit the hooking again. Boom. Get the hooking again. Beating this man there. Tearing his ass up. Then I turn around, mopped his ass, mouth bleeding and shit. Then I had his ass in the hallway, jacked the fuck up like, nigga, I want my motherfucking earrings, nigga. I want my earrings. And he's just sitting there, man, let me fucking go, man. Let me go. And I'm like, no. I want my fucking earrings, dog. I'm not fucking playing with you, dog. For real, bro. And Smoke was actually kind of taller than me. He was a bit taller than me. Nigga, I want my earrings. So, got to fighting there. Next day, we get to fighting. Peril and Red. This is when I find out that them niggas are flaw as fuck. Because they seen me get the best of them yesterday. We got the hooking in the afternoon. That happened on New York shift. She don't even know what the fuck going on. So, they end up catching me in some shit. They end up catching me on some... I'm like I end up getting a fighting with Smoke in the hall. In the living room, and like somehow I end up like my back on the couch, like I'm laid down, like fighting and shit like that, and like I'm trying to get up. Somebody's holding my leg, like Smoke, like me and Smoke, like fighting and shit like that. Somebody's holding my leg, so then I can't push myself off the couch and get back up and start fighting. They kept holding my leg, so I'm literally like this, doing this shit, type shit. You feel what I'm saying? Not being able to put my leg up so I can get up. So I knew it wasn't one of them niggas. Red or fucking Peril. And Peril wasn't there trying to help me, so it had to be one of them niggas because I couldn't see him because he was behind Smoke. So we're sitting there fighting. Boom, 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 boom. This is the second day. So, the next day, come about, we get to fighting again. We get to hooking. And at this point, because I'm on point at this point. Bitch, I am TTG ready to go, nigga. I am ready to fucking go, bro. Ready to go. I've been fighting for 2 days damn straight hustling, straight getting this shit in, nigga. Bitch, let's go. And then I feel like everybody against me and shit like that. Bitch, let's go, nigga. Fuck, let's go. You feel me? So, we end up having a conversation again in the kitchen, and we end up getting a scrapping. So we getting the hooking and shit. I'm like, oh yeah, nigga, let's go. I went to swing at his ass, and he weaved that shit, and we had a countertop. We had an L countertop. And we was in socks. Me and him was in socks on towel. Sitting over here trying to street fighter and shit. I swung and missed him. And I fucking slipped and hit my chin on the fucking counter. And I just remember hitting the floor and just being dazed. No, he didn't hit me. I remember getting weaved. That's exactly how it ended up happening. Just like that. And I ended up hitting my fucking chin on the goddamn counter. I bust my chin open. And that fucking night, the lady ended up hearing it. She's like, what's going on? Whenever I fell and shit. And she seen my chin was all split open. It was split open like a fucking booty hole. Like fucking We split the fuck open. And we end up all going to the fucking hospital. Smoking red and damn fucking peril and the damn lady. And they sat there and watched them folks. At that period of time, they ain't put no damn stitches in my chin. They just glued that bitches together like I was a goddamn toy and shit. And it sent me back to the group home and everything, man. But yeah, man, they had me goddamn thugging out there, boy. I was out there trying to damn do the damn thing. Knuckle and buck, bro. But I will tell y'all that me and Smoke end up getting to a situation shortly after that again, and Smoke ended up going home, and Red had went home at this period of time, so I guess he felt kind of by himself at that period of time. So now me, Smoke, and Peril, and Red was gone and stuff like that, and Smoke brought me to the side and shit like that. You know, after shortly after Red had ended up dipping and stuff like that. I don't remember if he was leaving or something. I guess he might have been leaving. He might have felt a little considerate, whatever the fuck the case may be. Whatever the fuck caused him to do this shit. But he ended up pulling me to the damn side, and he was like, "Hey, bro," you know, he took my hand and shit. I was like, "Hey, man, get the fuck off me, man." He's like, "Nah, bro, no, I ain't trying to do no shit." He took my hand, put my earrings in my hand, said, "Here, bro, there's your fucking earrings," and gave them to me. I turned around and put them bitches in my fucking pocket, and I fucking walked back to my goddamn room after that damn day. And then shortly after that, if I'm not mistaken, Smoke ended up going back home, and I've never seen him again. So I ain't never seen him again. All right, so there's the story. There's a story for you guys, man. I appreciate you guys coming in. Anybody that came in today and enjoyed my little boring ass story about me and my fucking boring ass life. But I'm gonna start to try my best to make a video every single day or every single other day. So then to help these kids out here, to help anybody out here, any male figure out here that's having a hard time trying to figure out your way, figure out, you know, where you should go, or if you should, you know, give in to that peer pressure. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, don't do it. Don't fucking do it. A lot of those kids and a lot of those individuals that you meet when you in your middle school, high school, and elementary school times, you don't even see them people when you're an adult, bro. They're not even a part of your life, bro. So their opinion really don't matter. Only thing that matters is you. Alright, so I appreciate you guys, man, coming in, but I am going to catch you guys on the next one. Thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.